got me singing in my head. When I dream about you dancing, yeah. And you've got me singing with the best. My love for you is endless. I know it was really rough to fight, and I hope we can find our love tonight. I know you'll give your heart to me when you can. Which is kind of the thing that I got from the whole protest thing was, you know what? I'm going to express myself. I'm going to express my love. And in the end, whatever you're going to do is going to be whatever you're going to do. And I just hope that you give us your heart, in the end. That kind of a snug. Okay, anywho. Hi guys, welcome. I think I actually scheduled this for I meant to do it for right now, exactly what we're doing, but I guess it says September 30th, tomorrow, which tomorrow is live stream with Jeff Hawkins and Gary Jackson at 2 p.m. Los Angeles I was going to say PTS time, Pacific Standard Time. So here you are, right? So here we are. We're recapping the protest that happened yesterday. And here I have my very amazing, special, beautiful, favorite guest, the one and only Serge Delmar.
Yay.
Hi, Serge.
Good evening.
And I did let everybody know our fancy, beautiful human here wasn't feeling so well. Otherwise, it would have absolutely, or actually, I can't even speak for you. I don't know if you would have made it because there was a lot of people, friends of mine and stuff, that were not interested in putting their faces and creating, I guess they say, feather, ruffling feathers and da-da-da. I guess I get it. You know what I mean? I get it in like an uncomfortable, oh yeah, that could be uncomfortable. Like, but I went there walking completely uncomfortable, I feel like I can hear me in the background in your thing. I can hear me echoing. I don't know if everybody else can hear that. In the chat, let me know if you can hear the echo and, oh, there we go. It's off, Serge. Good job.
Well, hold on. Let me actually exit and then re-enter because I have to put like the echo cancellation. 1 second.
Oh, it's working now.
Oh, it is?
Now I can hear it again. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you soon, and then I'll say hi to everybody. Hi, guys. And you know what? I also want to, here, do you want to, is that good, Serge? You tell me when you're ready to come back in, okay? I also, but before we start with the whole how it went and and before I just want to say it's okay for the people who didn't go. I guess it's okay for me at this time to feel this way. It was not, I know a lot of people felt guilty. And I do want to say I felt two things for sure. I did feel, I guess when I went there, I had expected that more people would be there. And I also realized that this is a very uncomfortable place for people to be, and standing in front of, just even being on that sidewalk or around those streets, to some people gives them physical PTSD. So I don't know how many of you were there when I was walking, when I started the stream, and I was just walking up that whole time and drinking my water, and oh my God, I was having a slight panic attack from getting my sign and walking. It even started before that. It wasn't a panic attack, guys, because I feel like this therapy and everything we're doing and speaking out has given us so much, what do you call that? A platform to not feel scared or to let our trauma interfere or something. You know what I mean? So anyway, so it feels like, yeah, I can be angry and whatever, but I now have a platform where I don't give a shit. I am allowed to have those feelings. So it feels really cool. Anyways, okay, let's bring Serge back to the stage, as they say. Hi, honey.
Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, it's perfect. I mean, let's see if it. No, yeah, it's perfect. Yep. I was just saying, Serge, that I'm not here. I was telling him at first, there were some people. I was just saying how I felt walking, literally from leaving. I guess I can take these cuties off. I wore these during the protest when the guy smacked. We'll talk about that soon, but just even my physical body reactions, like talking to myself, being like, okay, this is so, look, all you're doing is you're going to be in front of security guards and you're at the building. And that, me talking to myself, calmed this sort of psychosis in my head, this fear, this like immediate trigger, like, oh God, here I go. And I swear to God, like every letter I was writing and every step I was taking, like kind of like preparing myself for whatever it is. Like, and I was like, Laura, there could be 3 people there. You could be the only one. And so I just went live walking near the end of the street, around like Edgemont area, and just walking up and kind of being like, okay, I'm almost there. And a lot of these people here were live with us, so they know what I was saying. But it was feeling like, okay, yep, a lot of PTSD running through my body, and like, and I was like, it's okay. You can't not go. And what is so great is that I probably wouldn't have gone if my boss didn't say, oh yeah, no, that's perfect. That time, I would have had to work, right? But it was so easy for me to work. It was so easy for me to work in my mind to be like, oh yeah, I have to work. I probably can't go to that. It was more relaxing for me to think like, oh good. And then when she said, oh, I can do it, I was like, oh shit. And the PTSD, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so it was really interesting for myself this whole time to step back and just ask myself, how are you feeling? How is your body feeling?
Well, and it speaks to what you were saying just before that about how people were like, oh, I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want people to see my face. And the fear that has been programmed into us is so real. And even though we consciously know that there is actually no threat, the threats that were made against us in our entire childhood still play such an important role in that PTSD, trigger that we all have. Anytime that anybody feels like they want to actually raise their voice against these horrendous, disgusting injustices that should have never taken place, should have never been allowed to be by, the people that were supposed to protect us. I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
I felt that. Like, I felt that. Guys, I can't tell you how many emotions. I have not had this many physical emotions, mental emotions, in such a 2-hour period, even in any kind of therapy, even on like YouTube. I mean, maybe on the YouTubes it's gotten a slightly close, but then it's an adrenaline rush, right? And then it's your physical body is fucking tired. It's hot outside. I'm yelling and I'm sweating. And I do want to comment on the live stream, on the video. It does sound like I really am screaming loud and crazy. I am a very loud person, and I have loud, strong vocals. I think the iPhone likes to try to tend to just get this sound, with the microphone. So it did sound like I was like, fuck Scientology. But the whole process, like the 15 people that were there, they were really loud. And so the phone just muffles out whatever's going on in the background and tries to just get me. So it actually was really great to just walk up with my SP goldenrod outfit, proud SP, and people understanding, oh my God, that's great. Like, and then immediately proud SP, and boom, it's just like, yep, go. That made me just go, I'm meant to be here. This is obviously my little buckle in place and time. And looking up at those big $1 million building sign that says Scientology, and these blue buildings, like where not only me, but my mom and dad and everybody that we know have spent some time in here or most of their lives in here. And and it was just incredible. The emotions, the PTSD, the how many ups and downs I was having, but also being held so like warm with our SBTV community first of all, and then Alexa, who put the protest on Eat Predators. It just felt, and then we had a protector, literally a legal protector, who was once a police department. You know, he's a police officer. He was one, and so he knows the laws and the rules, and he knew exactly what to tell the police when the Scientologists called them 50 times, literally in 5-10 minutes. Oh, noise complaint. Like, that's all they're doing. Up, she just yelled at me. Noise complaint, noise complaint. And so the sheriff told him, and the sheriff told the police told it just felt so secure. And the guy came back and told us, hey, nope, you're all good. You just let us know that there were about 45, 50 noise complaints come from Church of Scientology or the security guards or Odo himself. But anyway, so the point was
Well, and
just
little do they know that we're just getting started. Little do they know that this is
literally.
the lit, like,
Like, oh, this was literally just a small, sweet little protest. We just warmed you up. By the way, we definitely noticed. We're very aware of the street, closing off the street, and all of a sudden there's up construction and all sorts of, city street cleaning stuff happening, which was probably totally normal for the city people to do. Oh, look, L. Ron Hubbard way, those Scientologists are needing their pipes cleaned all of a sudden during this is the available month when they're not having services, or this is the timeline on this day, September 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. You know what I mean?
and we know that, guys, because they did that when Lisa McPherson protests were happening in
100.
Clearwater.
Oh my God, I'm
So
so glad you
I
just
know
brought
that,
that up.
some people have said, oh, protesting is futile. It doesn't make any difference. And no, they feel the pressure when people actually are showing up and actually saying no. Are people going to exit the building from that? Not necessarily, but it does start, the domino effect
It's
of,
the olive branch. It's dropping a little message of love and care and direct. Like, I can't tell you how many times like I said, I was going up and down in these emotions, but I can't tell you how many times I even felt myself being like, hey, I know you're a good person. I know you mean well. I was in the Sea Org just like you. I know you and I would even tell them, I said, I was in Clearwater, Florida. I was an MAA, and I would see the picketers. I know you call us picketers and SPs. I'm like, I'm proudly declared. I mean that. Like, I'm finally free. I don't feel suppressed by David Miscavige's orders hovering over me and what I'm able to. I'm like, you seem like a good. I was talking to the security guy. I mean, a lot of you heard this in the live stream, but I just was kind of like, you're a sweet man, L. Ron Hubbard's a con artist. This whole thing is I'm sad. I'm sad to tell you this, and you're not
and
going to
it's
hear it right
all that's
away.
affecting kids, Laura, because that's
Yeah. I
what
said
you
I
were
was born
there.
and
You
raised in
were
this. I had
there
no other
abused
choice.
as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and it is unacceptable beyond. We know what the rules are. We're not kids in adult bodies anymore. We're adults in adult bodies, and we know they broke the law. They broke the law on a daily basis. They were proud of breaking the law. They were video recording how they broke the law. They were writing it down in pieces of paper how they were breaking the law. And that's why, like, the fact that the LAPD runs to their rescue every time, it's such a slap in our face, because they are the LAPD is literally running to the rescue of child abusers. In what world is a police running to the rescue of child abusers? And the fact is that there's still a lot of minors that are inside those commercial buildings where you were, that have not a clue what in the hell is being done to them, because nobody has ever actually questioned their very illegal, horrendous, disgusting L. Ron Hubbard rhetoric memos that literally gave them this entitlement to practice law without a license, to do all manner of illegal activities inside those buildings. And we're showing up here and telling the cops that they better do their due diligence, because they're on the wrong side of the law, the cops themselves. Every time they defend child abusers, they're on the wrong side of the law. So you were doing your best, and you were showing up, and you were loud, and you were loud for all of us that couldn't be there, and for all of the ones that are still very scared to show their face and ruffle feathers because they feel something bad is going to happen to them, when in fact, who's committing the crimes against the kids? They're the ones that should be scared. Why would kids be scared of criminals that are perpetrating crimes on kids? How does that make any sense? Like,
I would, yeah, and I would even say it doesn't make sense at all. But I would say I think the way they make it make sense is what are they talking about? They won't see it as it is because they've been groomed for so many hours. Because you can really groom somebody into this real quick if they're a child, first of all, and they have no other way of thinking. But also, if you just have somebody constantly repeating and you have a group, telling them this is the way to do it, come on, just keep pushing through, we're here for you, etc., they're going to be stuck in that. So,
well, it's called they need to sharpen their critical thinking skills, because what in the hell are they saying? Well, what are they talking about? Every time they lock up a child in one of those rooms and interrogate them by asking them disgusting, depraved questions that no adult should be asking a kid, no adult should be holding a kid against their will inside those commercial buildings. And it's really just that simple. It just boils down to that one simple fact. The fact is that they do this to a ton of kids. All the Scientology parents are signing up their kids to be locked up, to be tortured, to be put into these enhanced interrogation techniques, to pry into details of their lives, that in what kind of degenerate would really give themselves the power to ask a kid questions about SA, and just like video record it and share it between adults, and, oh, look what came up on this one, look what this one's talking about, and ask them if they're masturbating, because we really need to know. What kind of degenerates need to know what kids are doing in their sexual lives? Like, seriously, like, defend that, and then nothing else makes sense after that, right? Because again, it's like we were all subjected to these disgusting, depraved practices that are just sadistic, abominable, depraved abuses that are just, the implementation of the random rhetoric of this disgusting felon that wrote it all down on a piece of paper, that the city of Los Angeles even gave this indicted, convicted felon a name on a whole street. I mean, how?
yeah.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
How was it, how was it for you to see the security people, like Otto is his name, the one that from being, you knew
Odo.
him from the cadet org, right? Or
No,
from
I knew him from our mutual cadet friends, from Ranch Cadet Friends, and he was born and raised, and just like all of us, he was a cadet, and then he joined the Sea Org. And the only reason he's able to be in the position as a security guard on the position he's been doing for years is because he doesn't have any sort of experience, and he has zero experience of being on the outside world. Has probably, I don't know his personal sex relationship life, but I can guarantee you he's probably not been married or had any sort of fun, beautiful relationship with, somebody of his choice. And so it's like, yeah, I was thinking about this a lot. Like, even it first started off with jokes and fun, and then Odo wasn't around, and I was just like, oh, hey, asking the other security guards, where's Odo? Things like this. And then we went around, and then I came back, and I did say he came out, and I was like, so I started walking toward him, and so many emotions, just like, and I was like, you know what? If Odo wasn't a full out straight, Sea Org member Scientologist, I wonder how would I be? And I kind of was just like, hey, Odo, like, hey, I'm not trying to show you that I'm not here, and so I just kind of waved at him, and he kind of looked and was like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, Odo. Yep, it's Laura Megan Anderson. I kind of made a joke because I see him up, she's whatever, and just constantly up with his radio. But this is a human being who is doing this, who's putting on this role, this character of I'm the guard, I'm in charge, I report all the numbers and who's here, and there's the license plates, and this person's yelling. Yep, there's he's reporting everything. Even when it gets uncomfortable, he's just reporting stuff so that he doesn't hear what I'm saying or anything. It's even that deep that they don't want to hear what you're saying, let alone watching me with a big proud SP sign in goldenrod
Well, and that's the
attire.
least of their problems, right, Laura? Because we know very well what security is really hiding and the dirty jobs that they're doing internally. Because, there's no problem riding your motorcycle and radioing something. There's no criminal activity going on if they're just, riding their bikes and radioing each other. The problem becomes when they become complicit, they become accessories to Class A felonies that they get told about, because you know how security worked. Every time there's a Class A felony committed inside those buildings, security is the first people that get told. Oh, guess what? We just found out in this interrogation. This person went out to eat with this other person, and they did it here, and they did it there, and they did it this many times. And this one was 14, and the other one was 38, and they've been having an out to eat for a whole year, and now they really got away with it for a whole year, but now they really did all both confess, and now we're going to send one child across state lines to another place so that we don't have any problems here. And that's the problem with security. They're actually completely complicit in criminal felonies. And that's why, I would love for Otto to have a great time and a happy life outside of that. But unfortunately, they're not. They're part of a culture of depravity and derangement dictated by the memos of that felon. And they don't have a choice other than choosing to follow that rhetoric, right? Because that's still a choice. As much as everybody's like, oh, nobody had a clue. The memos say what they say. They are all agreeing. They're all making that choice. They could make the choice to not commit the crime as well. They could make the choice to not become implicated. They could make the choice to say, hey, maybe I really should check it out. Maybe this is not as legit as we're purporting here. This doesn't smell right. I mean, when we were there, when all of these things would go on, we were like, this is weird. I mean, they don't make it they don't keep it hidden, you guys. Like, they literally blast it out. When anyone commits a crime in those buildings, they're out there writing reports, they're sending it to everybody, they're putting it in writing. So it's all premeditated, and that's one of the key factors in understanding whether people are actual criminals or not, is did you know? And the thing is, L. Ron Hubbard made these people become implicated, right? Because it said, write it down, get it out of the person, put it on a piece of paper. So all of that is becoming implicated. And the security guards are, at the top of the food chain of all of that information. All that criminal information is going to these security guards that have no legal license, no legal training, no clue what the laws of the land are other than who gets to walk on a sidewalk. Like, they know that law like nobody's business, but the laws about felonies that they get reported, that apparently they have not a clue what those laws are, or they just pretend that, because L. Ron Hubbard said to do it differently, then it doesn't matter because we really own these hotels and these commercial buildings, and we get to do whatever in the hell we want. Because again, nobody reads the policies, right? The police doesn't want to read them because they're like, oh no, it's a religious thing. I wouldn't want to have a single critical thought about what that disgusting convicted felon L. Ron Hubbard wrote. Like, I wouldn't want to insult your religious belief. And it's like, it's the year 2023. So why in the hell is no one picking up the policies that dictate all of this criminal activity that's going on inside those hotels and commercial buildings? I mean, AOLA, that building that you were literally protesting in front of, every person that goes through the OT eligibility is being asked, have you committed any felonies for which you have not been arrested? How many times do they call the LA Police Department once they find the answer to that question? This many times. Zero. So how in the world are they still doing this? And why is the police so comfortable outsourcing their job, law enforcement, to people that don't have a clue what in the hell they're doing?
Yep.
Let's
And
see some of the questions we have.
yeah, no, and I'm like, as you're going, I'm like, and then I'm like, like there's so many things, like walking down and seeing them and going like feeling mad and then getting closer and realizing like, that used to be me, and this person's probably uncomfortable that I'm slowly walking like this like strong goldenrod, I don't know, loud monster apparently is walking straight towards him, and I have no fear. And I think the cool thing even was for that security guard to see me the way that I was, and that I was totally fine with him feeling that I understand that I might seem like a total crazy person to him. And then I just related. I was like, I used to do the jobs. I used to say, no, you're disconnected. You have to, you're not allowed to see this person. So and so is connected to this SP. I am that SP. I even brought up, I said, I used to think this about people picketing in Clearwater, about the Lisa McPherson case. I was in CMO. I was telling him this. I was in CMO CW on that case. So I understand how you could think somebody now that used to be giving you orders is out here with a fucking gold. Like, I'm like, anyways, you don't seem like a bad guy. He wasn't interacting at all. He was just kind of looking at me and like kind of being like, okay, yeah, like,
Yeah.
sweet guy. So anyways, whatever. So it feels like very like you used to be me, or I used to be in that exact same position. And it feels also like, I don't know, in some ways I feel like even me pushing through and going through everything as I did, obviously I feel like I really did it even for my childhood self and for the one that who couldn't say anything and locked up in those hotels and in the buildings. It's literally like I felt so much relief and rage at the same time being in front of those buildings, watching those security guards zoning in and coming up and following. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? Fear method, we're fearless now. You took all that out of us. So yeah, there was a lot of that. And then there was a lot of empathy. There was a lot of empathy for my old self that gave me empathy for these Sea Org members and these people that I was being loud in front of, and definitely making sure they heard me.
And you just reminded me as you were talking about anger. I posted this on my community tab from Dr. Glenn Patrick Doyle. Anger gets a bad rap, but let me tell you, the thing that got me out of denial was anger. It wasn't until I got good and angry at the people and events that had hurt me that I had finally got to the point of, fuck it. I'm no longer letting my fear and shame about the past control me. So for so many years, our emotions were weaponized against us. Anytime we were being abused, intellectually abused, right? Because all of those memos are intellectual abuse. They
Yeah.
purport that there's something, and it's just a disgusting, deranged man writing ramblings on a piece of paper to circumvent the law. And America has stood behind that convicted, indicted felon and said, oh, yeah, what a great idea. Let's really make him a religious figure, because why not? And, there's a lot to be angry about. You're very rightfully angry about this because we know the dysfunction that is creating. We know this is all for nothing. For who's benefiting out of this? Like literally everyone is getting screwed over. Everyone from the top of this pyramid scheme on down. No one gets the benefits of of being abused and being pitched ridiculous memos from an indicted convicted felon. And if you're following the ideology and these people get radicalized as we were, I mean, we call ourselves, we call out ourselves what we were doing. Like you were just saying, you were the ethics officer, I was the auditor. We had a gun to our head. We were kids. We were naive. We were gullible. We bought the pitch. I mean, we thought our parents knew what in the hell they were doing. And it's like the cycle of abuse is just so, it's so like, it's just everywhere. It's just, and it's just, it has to be called out, and it has to be called out for what it is. And everyone has to like get out of this delusionary state that they're in, and the government needs to take responsibility for what they did, because as if these people did this on their own. The American government has stood behind L. Ron Hubbard and given him this, that he's some sort of American bred god. Give us a literal break, because we really want to vomit. We need a bag to vomit if you really want to pitch an indicted convicted felon that normalized child trafficking of minors at scale. And, even adults. I mean, the adults get trafficked themselves, right? Like, does Otto have access to his passport? No. It's locked up. It's under key. Yeah. And he knows, he has a front row seat of how they will be treated if he ever decides to leave. So everybody in there is a good little soldier and groomed, but they become complicit in this wheel of abuse, wheel of entitlement, wheel of derangement, and they become full-blown monsters, as if L. Ron Hubbard wasn't a monster. So if everyone's following the rhetoric of an indicted convicted felon, how is everyone not supposed to turn into a monster? I mean, look what happened to Charles Manson's followers, like when they really were under that spell, under the influence of that man's undue influence, right?
That's another. I just love how you're saying things and boop, like this. So I felt that exact thing. Right when my rage is good and I'm, and I yelled some things. It was so beautiful to, first of all, I recommend it for the next protest, which I will be putting together maybe for my birthday, February 12th. We can put together a big protest out there or something, next year. Because I would like that to be around the block. We need to just be, the voices need to be rumbling that block for the amount of time that we have. But what I was going to say is that I went through so many emotions up and down, but there was a point where I was about to be like, not about to, I definitely was like, oh no, da da da. And I actually was like, oh no, kind of how you see how the mic just kind of, rah! It's wait, I was just being more playful. It wasn't total. And the only time I wasn't not being playful is when some plant from OSA Scientology was sent to have us, please, can you guys be quiet?
Yeah, so
absolutely not. What do you fucking think we were doing? What do you think a protest is? You think this American protest is quiet? No.
Well, and we have questions about what happened when that guy came in and literally assaulted your tripod, right? What happened exactly? Because the camera kind of went off. What happened?
So we're going around, da da da. It comes near the end. I don't even know. Somebody can tell me on the stream what time it was. It might have been like 2:30, or I have no idea. It could have been 2:08. Whatever. It was very close to doing we were almost done and we're wrapping up. We're da da da, and we're coming down. And this guy, as we're protesting and not even specifically being that loud at this point, as we're walking, we're kind of like, wow, this is great, and like, hey, our last little shout out.
There's some crackling going on.
It's my cat. It's my cat playing with the. Hey.
No, not no. It's not your cat. It's on the mic. The mic.
No, I think it's fine now, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, it was her going with this paper thing up there. She loves it. Anyways, yeah. Hi, guys. All my dolls. And for y'all who didn't know, she was protesting as well.
Okay, I think the crackling is better.
It was this little monkey, right? Right, guys? Come on. It
Yeah, I'm
was.
not hearing it now. So
Okay, good. Um, oh yeah, so we're walking down, right? And everybody's oh, here, let me get this. Everybody is,
maybe
they're the
try lowering it a little bit because it's still like crackling.
I don't know, baby.
Because it's actually like a mic crackle. That's what's coming across.
I can't do anything about it right now, whatever it is.
Is it on your headphones or?
I can't hear it at all. It might be in your headphones, so.
No, no, no. I mean, it's coming on the chat and I can hear it too.
No, I think that was from before, no?
No, no, no. It literally is. Yeah, it's super crackly. Um, don't you have a mic, like an actual mic?
I
Is
do.
it,
This mic is on. Honey, nobody's saying that right now in the chat.
well, can you
Baby,
guys?
okay, guys, if you can hear, am I crackling? Am I crazy? What's going on? Are we good? Is everything fine? I don't hear crackling. That's what they say.
Okay,
Can't hear any crackling.
okay. So going back to, so he came over
We
to
were just
you.
making sure you guys were paying attention. So he came over to me.
Mhm.
So he comes over to Alexa, the people, in the front with the da 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 whatever, right? And then I'm kind of telling, I was in the middle of, you could even hear it on the live or something. I was in the middle of telling my friend a little story. I was going, da, da, whatever, right? And I see him come over and I hear them quiet down. I hear the people in the front quiet down. So I kind of stop talking and I'm kind of like, what's going on? I say, hi, excuse me, what's happening? And he's like, I'm just asking them nicely to be quiet. There's businesses. He said something like, there's businesses and we don't. And I said, what businesses? I said, what's your business? Like, because immediately in my head, you know me, Serge, I call this shit like crazy. You are so full of shit. So either you do, quote unquote, have a business somewhere around here. This is what's going on, right? In my head. You have a business around here, and Scientology has weight. They have pull because of their bullying and manipulative, abusive skills that they have. They're able to bully the businesses around them. For example, Square One, that restaurant across the street from the Big Blue building, as we call it, is very much given so much money and people through the one time that maybe a few public are very not interested in eating at the canteen for their auditing session break, they will go to Square One and eat at their restaurant. So each business around there and new ones do have a sort of, oh, we don't really want to, step on their toes because they will put us out of business in one snap. So either this guy, there's only two things for this. Either this guy really did have a business and he wanted to, oh, this is what I say. There's only two things about this. This guy either has a business. There's only two. There's no other thing. He has a business that's being affected by Scientology, or they have bad information on this human being that he is afraid will be divulged, or he is afraid his company will not be doing well anymore, so to speak. So what does he do? He's showing Scientology. He's showing the executives. He's showing Odo and his other fellow security people that he sees every day. This guy apparently says, I don't think he's lying if he says he lives in the area. So do I, honey. I told him that too. I said, so do I. And then I even told him, okay, so I'll bring it up. So I say, what business? I tell him, what business? Like, what's your business? Just point to it so I know, even if we are walking by, maybe we could be, I don't know, maybe we could be a little quieter around your business. But I just didn't believe any of it. And I don't believe it. I know exactly what this human was sent there to do, and he was doing it, and it didn't work. And he got crazy within a 5-second period. For y'all watching, vouch for me on this. So and I said, no, we're not. I said, I don't care what you think. He said, I think you should. He basically said, I think you should do it more effectively and do it a different way. And I said, well, I did raise my voice, which I very much am in the middle of a protest. So hello. And obviously my PTSD and all kinds of things are firing. So I literally just said, I don't care what you think. Do you know what is going on? And I was saying, as I was saying, do you know what is going on in those hotels? And he goes, boom, I don't give a fuck. And that's what you saw. I can't even imagine, like, even if I hated somebody like who was as evil as David Miscavige, like beating the shit. I mean, maybe if I saw him now beating somebody, I would probably. But the first thing I would do is stop him from beating the person. I wouldn't then go beat. I mean, maybe then I would. My instinct wouldn't be smash this guy. My instinct would be like, whoa, no, this is inhumane, right? This guy just in a 5-second snap just went, fuck, poof. And I said, it broke. Oh, here, guys, let me just show you. It broke my camera. This is this is an aluminum, pretty freaking strong pole. It broke he broke it off of this, poof, and then this wire snapped out of the pole. And I literally, the whole thing was broken off. So I couldn't even use it. That's how aggressive he hit it. And you can hear my reaction. I go, whoa! Because I was even like, yo, like, dude, that was a mental health issue. This is nothing about. Anyway, so yeah,
Well,
they
we
get
know there's
people in very
saboteurs.
vulnerable
We know
positions.
that they are sent there as saboteurs. They are
100%.
sent there to sabotage the protest, to instigate drama, so that the security guards can then go to the police and be like, yeah, you see how unhinged they are, you see how under threat we
Mm-hmm.
are, you see how nice we are to you. And it's easy to judge you, Laura, because you were being loud and saying
Oh,
all these
very much.
things,
I'm
right?
very used to
So
this judgment.
very easy to be like, oh yeah, she's the crazy one. And our pain has been trivialized nonstop our entire life. So when you were talking about, that PTSD that you got when he was, trying to tell you to be quiet or do it differently, or mansplaining you how you really should be protesting, as if he knows what in the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I even brought up to him in the middle. I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "So you're going to tell us to shush and the only 3 hours that we have to protest this organization?" Like, and he didn't even want to hear it. Like, that's how I knew. I was like, "No, you weren't coming up here to just ask us to be quiet a little." No. Like, there's no doubt about this guy. Like, I just want that to be clear for everybody who saw what happened and da da da. This wasn't just like, oh, but what if he was a nice. No, no, no. This person was exactly who he is. Whether he lives around here or not, he's under the control of Scientology's behavior, of their disconnection, of their SP policies. So we're just causing N theta. We're causing negative things that
Yeah.
we need to just go do this somewhere else. It's like, no, this is where we need to do it. This is exactly where we need to do it. And everywhere else, they have a hotel that they've changed into buildings of some
Well,
sort that.
and just so you guys understand too, Scientology really suffers when there's noise outside, because when they're interrogating people inside those hotels, it's blasphemous for them to get distracted. They want them to be very focused in the interrogation. So when there's noise coming from the outside, it interrupts their ability to be interrogating their subjects and abusing their subjects, or the subjects that are paying to get interrogated. I mean, not everybody's not there in a voluntary way. A lot of people are paying to go get interrogated inside there, so they're very inconvenienced if there's outside noises that distract them from answering the disgusting, ridiculous questions they're being asked to get incriminated. So that's another reason why they don't want any type of distractions going on inside their things. And AOLA, that building that Laura was very close to, you could probably hear it through their windows, because they usually want to give them, the window views, especially for the people that are paying $500 an hour to get interrogated. They want to have really nice rooms with really nice views. So these are
I
the
talked
top
about that.
luxurious rooms. Don't get it
Yeah.
twisted. It's
And
very
when we mean luxurious, it means that you feel like, oh, why does this room feel open all of a sudden? Oh, there's a window. Because most auditing rooms that you go into these buildings from the outside, they look like they have windows. This big blue building is full of windows. Almost 80%, I am not kidding, guys. 80% of those windows are sealed up, closed, and sealed on one side of the inside. So when you walk in, it looks like a sealed course room. You don't even
yeah.
realize that the outside's supposed to be windows right there. So from the outside, it looks windows. Oh, people can just look out and see us. Oh, look at all. No, it's literally a prison that has fake windows outside. That's the
Yeah,
equivalent of what it is. It has
absolutely.
windows outside that looks like a luxury hotel. And nobody questions it because it's not a legit legal business in terms of if it was a business and not a religion and getting away with all this, they would have to have so many legal business rules and laws that every other business has, yet they get away with them. They would not be able to have somebody locked in an auditing room in a hotel or in a building that they want to call it whatever they want to call it, an auditing room, and legally have them forced there to be there and giving up felonies and giving up information that only like legal jurists, like people, the jury should be hearing. Like it's just, whew. So I was going through so much of this. Please don't let me blabber on, Serge, because I had so much emotions and each emotion could go on for an hour. So
No, I
holy
get it.
fuck.
We
I do
understand.
want to say one thing. One person said, how come it was just you? I want to finish that.
Mm,
I don't care. And when I was marching up that street with all y'all in the live chat and for y'all watching later, when I was marching up and going, I'm telling you, I was full on going through a mini anxiety attack. I could feel my stomach. And I just, you know what was gross? I kind of had the stamina of being on the forced purify as a child. And I
mm.
said, you know what? If you did that, then you can do this. That's a horrible thing to do, but I had to tell my older self had to tell my younger mind thinking that if you put yourself and you happily, not happily, but was trying to be happy through all these moments as a child, you can get through this. I was like, and knowing they actually can't spank me. They can't hit me. They can't, and in the
Yeah.
moment when this guy, by the way, I just want to clarify, I did star it only for this one thing. They said, oh, right here, actually. No, it was the same person. But you said, how could somebody hit? How did they hit? Like, he didn't slap me. He purposely made it seem like he was going to hit me, and then he psychotically shoved, and it snapped my tripod literally in half. So that is a hard enough shove for my iPod to rip off a cord that is through the pipe and ripped it out. And I'm a
Mm,
pretty strong person holding that and a sign. And I'm on adrenaline going, no, you can't shut us up. We only have a few fucking more minutes here. And we
mm.
have everything to say from all the crap that we have been through as children and our families being, and all of our friends for that matter. In fact, every human in that place. That's what I really want to say. So when we hear like, oh, be careful, be sensitive with their feelings. No, we have the most feelings. We know. Don't question that.
Well,
Like,
and you're really showing that you care, Lara, and you're setting an example for people because like if you didn't care, you wouldn't have shown up. We wouldn't be wasting our time talking about something so horrific and horrendous just for what? For what purpose? Like this is, we
and
have
this
to be
is
the
something
change.
like sorry, it's not even I do care. It's not even like something like if it was just my problem, you know what? I would have already gotten over it by now and I would have moved on and I'm moving on in my life. That's what's so great. It's not just my problem. This thing didn't just happen to me and it is still going to always happen because of L. Ron Hubbard's enforced policies and the way you can't be a Scientologist and say, well, I believe everything up to the clear, but everything else after that is ooga booga. That is fucking bullshit. I mean, you can go ahead and
Well,
take
and why
information.
didn't you
You
call
can
the
take.
cops? My question is, why didn't you call the cops? Because honestly, like paparazzi have called the cops
No,
on,
the guy that was with
celebrities
us.
going,
Let me wait,
celebrities that have
Serge. I'll
broken the
answer.
equipment of any paparazzi
Oh
have
yeah.
literally faced
Yep.
charges.
I even thought about that, you know? Okay, so this is why I didn't call the cops, everybody. We had, we didn't have, I didn't, let me say, I did not have anybody there in my mind thinking, oh, I have protection. What we did have is Alexa hired, was able, or I don't know, she was able to have a very legally trained person who once was in the PD who can talk to his fellow PD staff as another PD person was. So he asked me, I said no, I don't want somebody said, "Hey, basically an officer and he can arrest this person right now." And I said, "No." And I even yelled at the guy, "I'm not going to do that." Because I said, I don't want to play Scientology's game. That was the thing. That really was the thing. And, maybe look at me. Look at me. Don't do it, Laura. I was going to say, maybe I was being too loud or not too loud. I could have not been so upset about what this man was saying to me in front of me right now. Right. So it wouldn't have none of this would have happened. He wouldn't have shown who he really was. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I really think it speaks to, again, we've never been able to call the cops. We've never had advocates for us.
okay,
If
you're right.
anybody would
Maybe
have,
I was
hold on,
triggered by
hold
not
on.
calling the cops. Like, maybe I was afraid. Like,
We've
oh, I don't
never
want to
been able
stir.
to have anyone on our side. It's always been made our fault. You were being too loud. What's wrong with you? This is your fault. You pulled it in.
Yeah,
So even that programming comes in when
you're
we're
right.
being attacked because,
You're right. I'm
again, you
literally
just,
realizing that right now. That's why I didn't call the cops because I don't want to make it a big thing. And look, the cops are finally being nice to
but
us.
it is a big thing. I mean, that thing broke in two pieces. So there was extreme violence and force. But again, you guys, if that would have happened to us inside that hotel, we would have been blamed for causing a problem. She would have been put into an ethics situation. She would have been told to figure out what's wrong with her, that she's not listening to this guy. And, the guy at the beginning tried to gaslight and be like, oh, I'm being nice and I'm asking whatever. But again, there was no reason. And somebody I just said, saw on the comments said, when union workers protest, no one can come and be like, oh, can you guys tone it down so we can continue doing our stuff? It's like, it's part of the First Amendment right? The whole thing about Scientology is supposed to be a First Amendment issue. People can do whatever in the hell they want inside of those hotels. And that's fine if you're 21 and up. Maybe that can apply to you, but you cannot do that to kids. You cannot lock them up against their will because you decided that is your First Amendment right to lock them up. And here they are trying to, you know, impose something on you that you were doing something wrong. And again, I really think it speaks to that programming. And, hopefully in future protests, we can have more advocates that can step in so that if they send a saboteur, it's like, no, let's bring it on. We'll go to court. We have it on video. We have the witnesses. You're
And who
physically
sent
attacking
you?
us.
And why did
You-
you do it? Yeah. Who sent
So,
you? Let's do the real rollback here.
and we've been victims of domestic violence our whole life, you guys. So this is, chaos and domestic violence was our childhood. So this is nothing new to us, but I've been in several situations to myself where I've not protected myself because I always feel bad about speaking up or advocating for myself. It's never been safe for us to advocate for ourselves. So, I think again, it's like, thank you for your bravery and thank you for actually, stepping in and learning. This is a learning experience for you. This is a new thing for you to
Totally.
be like, oh, you know what? No, my boundaries are solid.
Mm-hmm.
You do not touch me. You dare to touch me. And Lord, have mercy on your soul. I will see all consequences legally imposed on you. And for
Yeah.
any of the OSA transcribers, take notes. Next time you touch any of us, you will see everything. And still, like, we'll be speaking with some legal representatives. We have it all on video. So it's not, and we have the witnesses. So even if it already happened, all of this information can be turned over to the LAPD, who, I believe there are cops that will do their job,
There
but
is. I spoke to this guy and he said, "You have it." And by the way, this, hi, if you're watching, because he said, "Oh my God, I love," he was like, "I can't wait to find." Anyways, he said, "Oh," he said, "the way you handled that was so professional." And he said, "You could have at any point just told me, hey, I need that guy." He, like, if at any moment I went and made, not even made it extreme, just said, "Whoa, he just broke my thing. Look, now I can't protest." It was, I could have made it a big whole thing.
well, it was a big whole thing, right?
Okay,
Like
thank you.
you
You're
weren't
right. You're
making it.
right. You're
You
right.
weren't making it. But again,
But
I
he did
get where you're
say
coming from,
we
because
would have,
that's how
yeah.
we were programmed. We were programmed to victim shame ourselves. Like we are in the wrong always. Like
And
we were
also that we
never
are
right.
responsible for
It was
everything.
never okay to defend ourselves. It was
Mm-hmm.
never okay for us to
We're ready to
call out
take
injustice.
responsibility all the
So
time.
it really speaks to the psychology of being domestic violence survivors, and that's why we need more advocacy, and we're all learning. I mean, again, like I think that this is a huge learning lessons for all of us, and for anyone out there that is seeing that this happened. I mean, you have so many witnesses.
Yeah.
So should we go
Yeah.
through some comments and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
questions?
yeah.
Let's
Yeah, I
do it.
would like to, in case I'm, there might be people who are already asking me the exact questions that I would like to say before I leave.
Hmm.
And just some things that other people asked on. Oh, okay. So first, really quickly, I just want to thank Shy Town Native, because while I was live, I noticed she gave a sweet, beautiful donation, and I just wanted to say thank you because I couldn't really keep obviously up in the comments and yelling and doing everything I was doing, and I didn't also want to just end the stream and not acknowledge that. So thank you so much, and I know that you keep giving me. So much love, and you've been here since the beginning, so it's very sweet. Thank you very much, and same to you all in the freaking chat. I swear to God, I was rolling down the things today watching yesterday's comment, and I was like, oh, I just want to make sure I didn't get any questions and miss super chats. Thank you all. You guys cracked me up. Like, laughing at this made me feel very okay with doing this protest recap. And also, yeah, you guys were cracking me up during it whenever I could see it at moments, and then after seeing it, don't think that I ever don't see these things. That's just what I want to say. So thank you again so much. And yeah,
Yeah,
PTS. Yeah, yeah, go
I
ahead.
got a super sticker from Mary. Thank you so much. And Freezy new project. Thank you.
Yeah, Mary super sticker. Thank you, Mary, sweetie. Lara, when that guy broke your tripod, I was like, oh, here we go. Lara's going to throw down on this guy. Well, obviously, that was my, Scientology raised thinking, because that's what you do when you're in the Sea Org.
I mean,
And if
imagine if you would have gone to one of those security
then it would
guards
have been
and
questionable.
oh, you would have been on handcuffs
Oh, I
faster
would
than
have
you could.
been, yeah, the
Literally, you
cops
could have
waiting at
been.
the corner
Yep.
would have just go over here. She did it. We have it on film. Here's the film. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Serge Delmar. Thank you again. Look, Serge, so great to see you on here with Lara to support her. Yes, very much support. And thank you, Foxy. Thank you, Foxy. Foxy, no, I'm not throwing it. Fine. Go get it. Okay. Thank you, Free Xenu Project. You are so supportive. And also, yes, I do love my besties. Oops, sorry. When they do support me. Lonesome Squirrel. Laura, what is your hat size? I don't know. What does that mean? Do I have to like measure around my head? Is that, I thought,
I
for
don't
some
know how
reason,
you get a hat size, but
yeah, what's a hat size? Large, medium, small? I don't know. Medium? Anywho, I don't know. Answer me that. And you can email me, by the way. Oh, I might answer one of these questions in two birds in one stone. You can email me anytime, or you can text me anytime on this phone number, 323-898-1335. It's a Lara FM SPTV hotline. And if somebody needs to call or message, oh yeah, that's right. Diana Duchess, you said something was trying to message me from Celebrity Center, I'm not sure, or whatever. There's the number. And then, of course, you have my email here. Okay, so that's probably going to answer a few of those questions that I was just going over. Okay, let's get through. That? Oops, I forgot it. Whatever, it can stay there while we go through these comments. Hat size, good. Yeah, Paula, can't believe you still have vocal cords after yesterday. So, by the way, I did clear up that it wasn't, it may have sounded really loud and rah, but I was telling you the iPhone just kind of muffled me down into this microphone. So it sounded like only I was, but no, it was a lot. It was very loud, and you probably can hear another version of the sound somewhere else on somebody's other amazing, better iPhone. Right? Apostate Alex said, I can't even imagine how I'm going to feel when I first see the Scientology buildings in LA. Yeah, right? Ugh. Never went when I was in. I can only imagine it'll be an emotional journey seeing it in the flesh. Yeah, Alex, can you imagine going back to, you did, I know you did, but like protesting and screaming and like, it was just fucking intense. You're right. It was intense. Okay. Hey, and cut in anytime you want, Serge. From Dragon Tears for Me, you cutie with your little husky fluff dog. Hey, at Lara FM, I watched the whole thing on your channel. Great job getting everyone honking. So brave. I live in WA State. Next one should have 300 people show up. Yes, exactamente. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Alex said this. Sharing your raw emotions so openly is a sign of your bravery, Lara. It's really nice to see you sharing your journey with us, and I'm sure will help many people. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And you I'm sure are going to help and are helping many people as well. This one I just loved because I loved it. Whistleblowing good witch. I like that. Lara is 100% Roxette look. I love Roxette. I love that band. I always have. They're freaking amazing. I love their two-piece little.
And we are a duo, so.
I know we've got the look.
We got the look.
Oh, I love Roxette. One of my favorite singers, both of them. Her specifically, her vocals, obviously. Like I feel like she was kind of the person I could have striven to be in terms of like a performer state, or not striven to be. I probably would have been had I not been in a locked up, like Roxette would have been me. Like if I didn't have my child, if I was out in the WOG world. So thank you for that. You're on the right Lara FM track. Speaking of a show, can I just mention me and Serge and our beautiful saxophone player will be doing a small, sweet, intimate little set, a few songs at the Art Share LA, where I was living for like 8 to 10 years.
Where your dad disconnected from you.
Yes.
Where you took that call, right?
Yes. Yep. Where that phone call was that I was like, we were about to film this documentary about my life, but my dad just called. Oh, okay. It's going to be a minute. Whew. Yeah, good point, Serge. You're such a good auditor. Just kidding. I know, so bad. They used literally like your like love and care and intelligence of having a good deep conversation and like bringing it full circle to like, here, you'll be the perfect interrogator. Okay, One Loves. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while, Bubs. Did you see the guy that broke your tripod? I was worried about you getting home, honestly. That's very sweet. Did I see him? Hello, honey. I was there. But yes. Hey, y'all can send me, I would say just send a PayPal or Venmo. Somebody just questioned earlier. How can we pay you for, if you want, go ahead. Send me, all my stuff is through my website. Go to my website, Lara.fm, and you can go to the Venmo, the PayPal, donate whatever you want. Leave a message in there so I know it's you and why you sent it. So I just don't think some random stranger just sent me money. Okay. Thank you for that, sweets. Joni Cummings, you sweetie pie, cutie pie. Serge, are you as proud of as? Oh, I did not know that it said that. Serge, are you
Absolutely.
as proud of? Are
Yeah,
you
like I
as proud
said,
of Laura as we are?
you showed up. That's what it takes. You showed up. You showed that you were fearless, that nothing happened, even though you faced a ton of adversity, as we just discussed, this guy assaulting you, and you still showed up and you still, but and it is, I think, like a testament to everyone that's supporting us in this channel, because I say it all the time. It's like all the growth that you guys are seeing in us is because we finally, for the first time in our lives, feel like we're being heard, that we're
Yes.
being acknowledged for all of this disgusting dysfunction that was perpetrated on us.
We can ask for
So,
help. Like, hey, is anybody around? Can they show me how to make a PDF?
and
How
for
do
you,
I?
Laura, to have shown up, and and that's how, you have to lead by example. You can only influence other humans by example. You can't force them, you can't cajole them, you can manipulate them. So if any of you guys were inspired by, standing up for what's been so unfair and unjust, to go on and on and on, it's like we're breaking through that apathy wall, and we're
Mm,
seeing that, something can be done about it, and our voice does matter, and people do care and are supporting us, and all of you guys showing up in this chat and listening to all of this is like, it's so appreciated and such a big important part of our recovery journey. So we know that, this community really has our back, and we're so grateful and appreciative about it.
yeah, for real. Like, it really helped me get through, guys. You guys were walking with me the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I can dance and I can feel anger and I can be happy and then I can be bored and hot and sweaty. I'm like, I got my live stream. I got all my people. And to me, that feels like 100. I even said that to him. I was like, I have 150,000 people watching because that's how I felt. I was like, look, you are being inhumane. This human was taught to talk to us and to this protest like this. This is not okay. And I'm hot and sweaty. And I was just like, I do not stand for this whatsoever. I have no tolerance for it anymore. It's already been broken by our parents, by our fellow Sea Org members that we thought were going to protect us in times that got us sent to the RPF, etc. Like, no, we have no tolerance for it no more. You can fucking hit my fucking camera out. You can try to do whatever you want, but if, you know, we're hoping that the justice system that we do have will help us. So, don't mess with us. We got our 100. You know what's going to be so cute, Serge, when we're watching this? When we both have like 1 million followers. Isn't that great? Or 150,000 followers or 100,000. And I'll be like, see? I wasn't making that up. I do have 150,000 followers. Oh, okay, moving forward. Peggy P says, you were amazing and you kept going and going and going, even though it was re traumatizing. Thank you for hearing me. That was literally, and I really love your little cute doll emoji or whatever you call that, name icon. That is pure passion and determination that is to be admired. I hope you're okay today. So, just so people know, like after that protest, I went to work because my boss said the reason I think I said it earlier. I was so grateful. Like, what? My boss is saying I should come. I could come later because that's better for her, anyways. So I was like, yes, I can be at the protest. Like, so I must have put it out in the universe on the other streams a few times before this. And I was like, well, hopefully I can get off. But if I'm not there, I hope you guys. And I'm really glad I made it now. Like now, I'm very proud of myself for going. I feel so much stronger, and now I can be there for other people that don't feel strong yet. I do want to say so much thank you to Jen B, who's been an SPTV supporter in all of our channels. She's brought me to the Comedy Store, and we've seen so many funny things. And she's brought me out. She works for ASCAP, and she's amazing. And she just given me so much good advice, just in terms of little simple things, and just being good as a friend and honest and open and share. Anyways, she showed up even for 20 minutes on her lunch break or something with her little sweet sign and everything, and she just rocked it. So, and I also want to thank Vanessa LaRose for
Well, that was so
showing up.
awesome that she showed up. I mean, that was
With
so
ice cold
supportive.
iced tea from, and I don't drink caffeine, and
She
that
always
raspberry
shows
iced
up.
tea.
She's always supporting. She always shows up. So big shout out to Vanessa
Big
because
shout out to Vanessa La Rose, and I even shouted her out on the live stream. I was like, "Bye, Vanessa." We had our moment. It was so like that to me.
she's the best.
Like I was looking at her kind of while we were having our moment with the security guard and me talking, and I was kind of like reflecting, like, Vanessa, you're really here. Like I was just like, what a sweetheart. And she brought me this cold beverage. And that's all I needed was just a cold beverage, because you're not going to want to eat a sandwich in the hot heat of Los Angeles, you know, or like when you're on an adrenaline rush. Nobody wants to eat when you're on an adrenaline rush, let me tell you that. And so, and an emotional adrenaline rush and a therapy of like up, it was just like, and then also finally feeling just like myself, like, haha, okay, good. I feel great. Now I can feel like I can walk down the street even more now. Like I feel very, what do you call that? My TRs are in and I have no HUI. Anywho, okay. I can see Serge like, no, don't use don't use that thing. Thank you for that, Pegs. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Casey, Isaac. Lara FM looks extra beautiful tonight. I love your energy and heart. And thank you, Isaac, for your support and for your donations that you've been giving me. You're a freaking angel, fun human. Okay, thank you. But I know you guys know you all are, but I just really love it. You want to read this one, Serge?
Mike Brown said that it was such a good quote. The problem with Scientology is when you're a hammer, everything is a nail. Odo has been formed into a tool, not by choice. He has no informed consent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Christy, or whoever sent that. I love that.
Christy, yeah.
Yeah, cutie. Okay, Lara, you may have. Thank you, High Witness. Lara, you may have made him think. That's what No, I swear, when I saw, he even went, like he even made a, like he was trying to be like, no, I mean, I understand how you can be upset. Like he was going to say that. Like it was that vibe. Like he was like, like he was, he wasn't avoiding me like the other security guard I'm sure you guys saw, who was like, right when I would get close to him, he's like, I gotta go and drive away. And I was like, the one that I said, oh, look, it looks like a little version of my dad. It really did. I was like, oh, you could literally be my dad when he was in the young Sea Org. So stupid. Okay, so yeah. I really do think I made him think. I'm not kidding. I really do think I did. Okay. Hi, Vanessa LaRose. I'm on a live, but I'll call you back, okay? She's laughing. Love you. Yeah, bye. She's so cute. She was literally, isn't that funny? We were just talking about her, and then she just called me and she was like, she just finished the thing that she was dealing with and is like, okay, she was like, oh, I was just calling to make sure, see how you felt after yesterday's. And I'm like, oh, we were just
That's
talking
so
about
great.
her. That's why I
Yeah,
answered.
she's
I was
the
like, of
best.
course. Yeah. You guys need to stop playing then. You're being too rough on each other, the cat and the dog. Okay. And by the way, wait, first, Serge, this one's for you. Joni Coming wants you to know,
Hi,
Serge.
Joni.
And
Thank
Serge,
you.
I love you. Like, you give me such good advice, right to the point, with love. Like, sometimes I hate it, sometimes I fucking love it. And actually, all the times I love it in the end. But in the moment, I'm like, oh, that really hurt. And you could have said that nicer, but I'm going to leave and I'll think about it. I just love it. You're right to the point, because we don't have time for it. We can't bullshit ourselves anymore. We can't lie to ourselves. No, we're extremely here for love and to love other people and to make other people feel loved. So get to the point, stop the crap. Yeah, let's try to not put our anger in something when we're trying to give advice to somebody, but I have a huge problem with that. But we're here with amazing goldenrod, beautiful flowers and love, and like our intentions are good. Please don't be misunderstood. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joni.
XMS Chief X, Mischief X. Question: do you think the Sea Org members heard you in the tunnel system? I truly hope so. That's very funny. Well, we're not at the gold base, but I did ask Los Angeles, as you guys saw in the live stream when they were working. I said, now, did you, they're like, I asked them something like, so did you guys pick the scheduling on this? They go, no, we just see what works better for them. And I was like, duh. So that was really great. And then I also were like, okay, so you guys aren't Scientologists. You're really being hired. You're actual LA Department of Water and Power. And they're like, no, yeah, for sure. And then I was like, okay, because I was born and raised in this. And I was like, I was the security guard that's filming us. And they're like, no way. You guys heard them. I know you. No way. They were like, oh, no. And I was like, yeah. And they dug a tunnel at the gold base. They made a whole tunnel that later got flooded and was completely like a big flap at the gold base. Fucking people literally covered in mud, like digging themselves out of a tunnel when they were like editing videos. I just made that up. I just thought my mom was like, anyways. So I made this joke, and this question just made me. Question: do you think Seer members? Yes, I do think that multiple Seer members, and not only that, there were multiple Seer members walking around with elderly public, auditing them. They were taking them on there's processing. There's gross things that L. Ron Hubbard has put out in policy letters, and people like to say locationals or auditing or Serge can go on a roll about how many outside locational fucking processes there are that people must be doing. But so every time I promise you, I was a complete squirrel and should have been declared many times for my interruptions of a session high crime. But every time somebody came out walking, they either saw me holding this bright goldenrod sign of my outfit that says Proud SP. They know exactly what an SP is. So once they
Next
saw that,
one.
the auditor was like,
Okay, let's go to the next one.
okay, Serge. Laura will be there to protest. If it's what you want. Yes, Joni. We all want it. You are protesting every day, honey. Who is he to tell them how they should protest? He's full of shit. A thug for the church, the cult of Scientology. Yes. That's exactly what we need to call it. Serge really is very clear about calling the hotels the hotels. They're not auditing rooms. They're not buildings. They're hotels being hidden and disguised as hotels on purpose.
Commercial buildings too. I mean, it's
commercial. That's what I was going to say. I
one
was
or
like
the other.
buildings,
It's
but
hotels or commercial buildings, what these people own, where they get it.
right. And they make them look though like either apartment buildings or hotels, like the Hacienda or the blue buildings across the street from the big blue that we were protesting from. Those are all living apartment dorms for staff members, where they fill the dorms with 10 people. Okay. Where are we now? Yep, we'll be there. Boom. Thank you, guys. Aw, free Xenu project. Laura, you have the right for your feelings, and you may have been loud, but he was pressing you. He brought all of the aggression. Yes, no, 100%. But also what he was trying to do is get me, like Serge said, stirred up. And what got him crazy is when I told him, very clearly, I said, I don't care. I could see somebody getting very mad about that. I said, I don't care what you think. Like very clearly and very loud. So, yeah. And that will get some plant not to. Anyways, you have the right to press charges. Thank you. Thank you, honey, guys. I know. Serge has got me if I don't. Serge and Laura, you are much bigger than Scientology and much stronger than Scientology. Thank you, honey pies.
Thank you, Joni.
I saw that man attack you, and it was terrible. You all rock. Jane, you guys were so cool for being on the stream. I'm telling you guys, it's what made me feel safe to be there and to be strong and to be right about what I was right about. You were so helpful to Vanessa, and it was so great for her to hear that she had. Okay, so yeah, I also wanted to just say that's so cute that Vanessa called. I also just wanted to say that Vanessa on a later stream last night, after I was on my late work. Oh my God. With her and Children of Scientology, they mentioned Vanessa was telling I had no idea about this. So this made me feel good. I felt so supported even more by Vanessa because she was there on the live stream saying, like, actually, Miriam had asked her, like, so wait, how did you physically feel when, like, you were just going up? Like, and she was like, actually, first I was just gonna drive by and like just kind of just see, because Vanessa was watching me on the stream, knowing I was, if Vanessa doesn't see anybody there, she personally knows, even in the stream, she knows something, like, okay, Laura's by herself with these great people, by the way, who were
Yeah.
also picketing. Like, their questions made me want to
I
be
mean,
light
again,
and loving,
eat predators really,
eat predators,
he
eat the
really does
fucking
live up to her
predators.
name, you guys. And
Yeah.
it's so great to have people like that in our corner because, again, it's like
Mm.
with all of you in our corner, we don't need anything else.
That's exactly thank you, Serge. God, sometimes you're just perfect right in that moment. That's all I want to say. Like, sometimes there's even as I'm going up and down and crazy, I'm like, you know what? We never had 200 people exactly on our side, you know?
Never.
And because we didn't even have ourselves on our side. So yeah,
Hmm.
is there any questions that you want to pull up or anything?
No, I think that, I mean, yeah, I don't have any controls, but I think you pulled up
I
everybody.
pulled up all the stars and
Yeah.
ones that I loved. I mean, I love everything, but I was just also trying to answer some things. I also just wanted to say that, well, there's many things. There's many things I would like to say, and there's some things I can't even really process fully. Like, I'm still going, like, oh my god, yeah, that guy came up and was saying, like, his name. I think you guys saw this. Like, he was saying, like, oh, my name's like Belly, and I was kind of like, dude, why did I see you in the front and the back? Like, who? You're one of these old guy OSA people that they just have hanging around just to make sure you were a witness. Like, you're an old man witness who didn't see anything. They just needed you to be there on camera saying, yep, he was there in that vicinity, so that he could lie and say,
Mhm.
oh, I saw something.
Right.
It's real. And oh, I'm an elderly man. They're going to listen to an elderly man in court if they, hey, yeah, I
Right.
was sitting there on the bench enjoying my time and I saw her, hit that guy. So it's more than just being like, do you want to press charges? I really think about that too, Serge. Like, when people, those are the little things. And I'm like, if I'm going to bring them to court, it's going to be about my childhood, and it's going to be about fellow childhoods that have had or are continuing to have this permanent child abuse.
No,
Permanent.
no, that's not how it works. If someone assaults you, you're gonna bring him to court for
Oh, no,
that.
no. I'm saying, no. Okay. I
So,
get it.
you see what I'm saying? Like, yes, the childhood has to be addressed, no doubt about that. Like, all of that has to be addressed by the courts as well. But what we want to understand is that no one
It,
deserves to touch you or assault you under any circumstances going forward. You know that, and you know that we all have your back and we support you, and you're not making a big deal, and you're not, again, it's just those
You're
are your
right.
rights.
No, but you're right, Serge. You know why? I just put Vanessa, my sweet friend. What if she was in this position? If I saw somebody do that to Vanessa and whack, I would have freaked out in that moment. So good job, Vanessa, that you literally left before that happened. But like, I would have been like, what the fuck? You can't do that. I would have freaked the fuck out. So I kind of, my strong little mind had already been in position and ready for this behavior.
Yeah.
So even in my
So
crazy self. But yes, thank you. You're very right, because I don't want other people to think like, oh, they have to be strong if they're going out to protest and like be feared that they're not as strong as me to protect themselves. No, you shouldn't even have to think about that. So
correct.
correct. Oh, jinx. Yes, like, you should feel very safe at any time to go and protest and just
Hmm.
deal with your PTSD and the things you're having and feeling good about, finally having a voice and being able to shout your fucking feelings and stories.
Absolutely.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, I think we got this one right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cute. Thank you all so much. Is there anything I'm gonna scroll off? There's a few more last little things, but if there's anything else, you guys, I am really quickly tomorrow. And it is scheduled correctly. You'll see it after this because I made it so that it wouldn't show up until I was with my sweet friend Serge talking about my recap. But I will be talking tomorrow about other children's parents that were at Gold Base with Jeff Hawkins and Mr. Jackson himself at 2 o'clock Los Angeles time on the tubes here. And you're all welcome, of course, to be a part of that. But the main purpose for that one specifically is to just be on the record naming names of children and minors or people who later were adults that were minors, things like that. So it's on the record, and there's other family members that can comment or question or send me emails. And then there's under radar people and children still inside, and people who were children that are still inside, that if they were to ever come across this somehow randomly, and they hear their name being talked about in care and love and wondering, are you okay? Hey, we knew your mother. She's wondering where you were. She said these things before she passed away. There's a lot of this information. So it's
Good.
really cool. We'll be doing that tomorrow. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think I just wanted to close off our
With
live with
the beautiful
a
poem.
little short poem meditation that I wrote that was inspired by Lara protesting. So I'll just read it to you all.
Okay.
In the realm where silence paves the way, where youthful voices remain astray, we gather today united and strong to uplift the children who were innocent and never wrong. In the shadows cast by crooked minds, in the truth that actually shines, a plea for freedom, a yearning profound. Today we're no longer lost, we have been found. For within the grips of a stifling hold, precious innocence forcibly sold, our tender dreams eclipsed by fear. All we hear is a silent symphony, proof that no one is achieving the state of clear. Adult dysfunction was severe. We were not adults in small bodies. That was a crashing misunderstood word. Adults poked their own eyes with their own sword. Oh Lord, we beg you to please have mercy on our parents' souls. We stand as pillars sturdy and tall to shield the kids from an oppressive thrall. May our silent strength like roots dig deep, awakening their spirits from a slumber so deep. With hearts wide open and souls aflame, we march in unity, invoking change. For every child's silence in shadows confined, let love's resounding echoes intertwine. Now ask yourselves, what are y'all actually hiding behind? Let our voices rise, a chorus empowered. For truth and justice, we rise untired. In protest, we reclaim what's just and right. For the kinship of all, within love's pure light. It's time to be advocates for kids. It's only right. To the parents deafened by dogma's strife, may understanding prevail and open y'all's eyes to actual life. May your hearts unravel, unveiling truth's grace. Start to repent for all the kids you abuse, or you will forever live in total disgrace. And to the abusive hands that took control, we sever your chains that we were used to bind our young souls. Your actions denounce the sacred creed. It's our God's given resilience that will bloom as we proceed. In this meditation for silent use, we bridge the gaps of pain and truth, fostering strength within each child's core, a symphony of hope forevermore. May this collective plea, this beacon strong, uplift the silence enduring so long. For once in your life, truly ask yourself what is wrong. Let us stand together, resolute and free, for all young voices longing to be heard, that you can now all finally see. In this moment, we bridge the divide with love's unwavering power, the only force that we will abide.
So good.
So,
So good. Guys, I gotta say that was very, my heart feels calm. It feels heard. That felt very good. You guys make us feel very good, like we've said. Thank you all for being here. Serge, that was so beautiful. I cannot wait to hear that poem again. Anytime I need to just rewind this video and rewind. I'm such an 80s, 90s. But it's so peaceful, and I can hear in your voice why you're writing it. I can really hear that it's for the kids and for the children, and giving the strength to the younger of ourselves that we never had. Like nobody was like reminding us with these beautiful poems of how strong and beautiful we are. And if they did, it was 100% Scientology written L. Ron Hubbard stuff. So to now find out he's this fraud and all
we're
this,
on the flip side. We're on the
and
full blown flip side
yeah, the
now.
flip side. And so to hear that poem is just so beautiful and so sweet
Yay.
and so calming and completely loving. And thank you. Like again, this is what makes us feel strong and felt loved and cared for, guys. So
Yeah,
I'll see you
wonderful.
tomorrow, my little angel babies, right? Serge, thank you, my
Toast and
sweetie,
good
for being
night.
here and protecting
Thank you
me and
guys.
all this joy. Love you
Yes,
all. See you tomorrow on the live stream, and let us hit us up on Serge or Serge Delmar's channel or Lara FM if you know why. If you need to
absolutely.
contact us for any reason. Mwah. See you
Bye.
tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Ciao, ciao.
Somebody is searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take in life.
Goodbye, everybody.